Matt Freitas, Business Development Manager for Esterline Power Systems. Thank you to AEA for having us here this week and giving me another excuse to get to Vegas, although I somehow missed that mimosa bar this morning. So you'll see a lot of these products flying in almost everything out in the sky today. Everyone knows Leach for our relays, contactors. We have the most vast selection of time delay relays on the market, power monitors and sensors for current sensing, voltage sensing. And more recently, we've gotten into assemblies thereof. So when you get into relay panels, solid state controllers, we call it smart contactors, so RCCBs, things like that, where you can add some functionality to your switching system. We play in all those places. And more, we're building turnkey assemblies of those. So if you look in regional jets and you look in a lot of helicopters, military and commercial, you'll see our primary distribution systems as well as our secondary distribution systems flying on those aircraft. The market keeps coming back and saying that we need things that can get out sooner. Our time to market's been a huge driver for most of our customers, as well as low cost. You start to look at Part 23 aircraft, business jets, really those are the two big things, is time to market and cost. So to focus a little bit on what we've been doing to try to improve on that, we have some modular technologies coming out for our primary distribution systems. In this example, you see 6 components in that box. The idea there is that we can have a box as few as 4 or maybe as many as 12 or 14 components in a standardized box. And again, when you hear standardized, the idea is that we can go and build you this assembly maybe in a matter of weeks to have your prototype rather than something that'll take us, what is the standard, 9 months to get your prototype from a single line drawing. So if you start to look into that box, we've standardized on terminals, we've standardized on bus bars. Again, the idea is that hopefully we can go take your single line drawing, pull parts out of bins, and go rapidly prototype something for you and get you something in the lab as soon as possible. We have fuses that we've designed that replace a standard A&L fuse. What that does for us is allows us to remove the cables coming out to the external surfaces of the box. You used to have A&L fuses, mounted on the outside somewhere. You got to go and for maintenance. It kind of complicates the installation and has more connection points. So the customizable board you see on the bottom there, the idea behind that is we'll go and do our qualification work one time, and that way when we do our DO-178B, DO-254 work, that stuff is all done kind of up front, and we can go reconfigure the system for your application rather than designing you new software. So that reduces NRE, again, improves time to market. Another big thing for Leach International Esterline Power Systems right now is 270 volt components. We have what we believe to be a bit of a game-changing technology in our arc suppression for 270 volt contactors. Today there's some limitations on hot switching for 270, and more we're seeing that people are coming in looking for 270 volt systems even in the commercial market. So we have a proprietary arc suppression, and we still maintain galvanic isolation through this novel technology. So you'll see that it's flying right now in some demonstrators. You'll see that in the market early next year. We also have solid state power controllers flying in 270 volt applications. So we can build you an assembly, both electromechanical or solid state systems. We can integrate both of them, put them on a COM bus for you. So these integrated systems can use both of those technologies. It allows for inputs and outputs for retrofits to older systems. We can sit on a CAN bus or an airing bus, 1553. And again, the takeaway here is that this is all programmable and reconfigurable systems so that we can go in and try to get you a system up and running faster than we ever did in the past. So with that, come and see us at 623, and thank you for your time.
Aero-News Network's coverage of the 61st Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Las Vegas, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors.
The True Blue Power TS835 series emergency power supply features lithium iron phosphate technology, resulting in an EPS that is 63% lighter than lead-acid designs with a 10-year life expectancy. Available from your local avionics dealer.
Are you stall smart? Ever since Orville and Wilbur took to the skies, pilots have been taught that the more airspeed you have, the better off you are. But over the last 100 plus years, we've learned that's not always the case. Take stalls, for example. The common belief is that if you have sufficient airspeed, the aircraft won't stall. The fact is, an airfoil always stalls at the same critical angle of attack in relation to the relative airflow, regardless of airspeed, configuration, or weight. Learn more at aspenavionics.com.